Elephant Graveyard. Big up Elephant Graveyard. How comedy was destroyed by an anti-reality doomsday cult. Big up Elephant Graveyard. Let's fucking go. Actually, what's this about? A Justice Smollett scandal. I'm gonna add that to my watch later. Okay, that looks interesting. Let's fucking go. Big up comedy enforcement.
Well, all that comedy investigation into the rise of the comedy czar's hell world was exhausting. I had to get the hell out of there. So I've been out at my cabin just trying to think about something else for a change.
Nice.
Problem is, you know, there's no free will.
Is that actually his cabin as well, by the way? Please tell me it is. Please, Elephant Graveyard. Tell me that's actually your fucking cabin. Tell me you're a fucking bad boy and you've got an actual cabin out there in the woods. Please. Please let this be your actual cabin, please.
And I don't really get to choose what to think about. Been thinking about a lot of different things, but seems like for every question I try to answer, I end up with 10 more. It's getting ridiculous. But mostly the question that still haunts me every day is, how did comedy get so shit?
Excellent editing once again. Excellent editing once again. I heard it before it came on the screen. I could hear fucking Tony Hinchcliffe's whiny, nasally voice reading our ads. Honestly, man. And big up them as well, by the way. What a great little addition to the ads. They got that really hot woman who hands out the drinks to be in the middle. That's fucking brilliant. I love that. I love that, man. Honestly. We got Elephant Graveyard. Great editing.
Changes for 30 days.
Was it ever good? Why the hell do I even know who this guy is? And why for
Brett
a moment,
Weinstein.
before my brain kicks in, does it seem normal that he's hanging out inside that sacred space at the center of the comedy universe? The comedy mothership green room.
How hard we laugh in that green room. And
it's the most fun.
And the best thing about the green room is how restrictive it is.
Oh yeah, I love restrictions.
You know, that you just can't go in there. You know, you got to earn that spot in the treehouse, you know. And so anytime you open the door, you'll see, you know, some of the best guys.
Look at his fucking face, man. Look at this fucking freak. Look at this fucking freak. Look at this fucking freak. Oh, honestly, right? You know what's funny? They talk about the comedy green room like a lot of people in techno talk about the green room in clubs. It's as cringe. It's as cringe, honestly. I've never been in a comedy club green room. I've been in loads of nightclub green rooms, and let me tell you, they're not as good as they make it seem. It's just a room full of people just doing drugs, talking shit. And usually, you know what's funny as well? The people in the green room are usually the ones who are the cheapest. They're the ones who bring in their drinks in bags and start drinking their drinks out of a bottle in the back there, doing a ton of drugs, talking a lot of shit about other people and stuff. It's a pretty like negative space. I'm not gonna lie. The green rooms I've been in anyway, clubs green rooms, they're quite negative. They're not really fun. The fun's outside, you know. The fun's on the dance floor. The fun's in the fucking main room, not in the green room with these hangers on. That's what you get. A lot of hangers on. A lot of people are trying to like cut corners, you know. Instead of being good comedians, they just start hanging out in the green room, hoping somebody's going to recognize them, which I think probably helps. To be fair, if you're a good green room hang, I can imagine it could probably help you go on tour. One of these motherfuckers be like, "Hey, you should come on tour with me. You should open for me," you know. So it's full of fucking dullards. I'm not going to lie.
Comics alive, you know, that's our little space, man, and it is the greatest thing on earth.
It's just impossible to make sense of anything going on here. And I can't help but feel like
I like Ron White too, but the way, honestly, man, like let's relax with how seriously you take comedy. Let's fucking relax.
Like I must be living on another planet. I needed guidance. You know that our cerebral comedy guru, David Lucas, once told us that after his shows, we'd be thinking a lot.
My jokes are very cerebral. So if you come to my show, I might say a lot of crazy shit, but on your drive home, you're going to be thinking a lot.
Yeah, thinking about how fucking shit you are, that's it. Thinking about how much space there is between the top of your eyebrows and the start of your fucking hairline. You fucking idiot about thinking a lot. Jesus Christ, mate. I'm going to be thinking about where you get a fucking 5XL M65 from. I'm going to be thinking a lot about how you fucking fit into Balenciaga shoes. I'm going to be thinking about how you get fucking, you know, 48-way skinny jeans. That's what I'll be thinking a lot about.
And his wisdom is kind of what sparked this whole investigation into the comedy world, but...
David Lucas Buddha. A David Lucas Buddha is fucking hilarious.
I knew I needed to start thinking even more, so I wanted to go out and see David's act, and hopefully start to try and put all these disordered...
Cool. Hold on. Let me see. Let me turn the video. Hold on. Let me turn it up. Let me put it to 1 decibel. Let's put it up here. Let me put it there. How about this? Let me know if this is better.
Puzzle pieces together to understand what's really going on at the heart of it all. Now, there's a lot of great stages out there.
To be fair, I think Elephant Graveyard's video levels are really good. He's not had it really. It's not redlining. So let me maybe increase it a little bit on my on the filters. Because I think he did it. He purposely didn't do it super high. So let me add an artificial gain here, and increase it by 1 decibel, more than what it should, or 2. Let's do 2. 2 more than what it should be. Boom. Let's see what you think about that.
But for me, my favorite venue in the entire world, hands
I'm
down,
too loud. Okay, cool. Let me
is the
know.
legendary Massey Hall in Toronto.
I'm too loud. Okay, cool.
Its stage has
There you
been
go.
graced by the presence of the most iconic, influential, and beloved artists of multiple generations. Gordon Lightfoot, Oscar Peterson, Charlie Parker, Joni Mitchell, Neil Young.
Some of the greatest, most influential musicians and artists of their times.
Patsy Cline, Bob Dylan, Ella Fitzgerald, Aretha Franklin, Rush. Now, I don't know who any of these people are, but my dad says they're very important. I even saw my first ever stand-up comedy show there, Jerry Seinfeld,
Wow.
when I was just a wee lad. It's the oldest and most iconic venue in Canada.
Wow.
And performing there has long been considered a landmark event in one's career. And finally, in 2025, the strength of her stage's mythical hardwood planks would truly be put to the test as the Killers of Kill Tony.
How you naming all those fucking legends? Bob Dylan. You naming all those musical greats, and then the next people to grace that stage, or Killers of Kill Tony. Fucking hell, bro. Killers of Kill Tony, you know. Jesus Christ.
Including massive comedy success David Lucas,
I'll put my hand in my ass and make you smell it.
would be taking the stage for what promised to be a wonderful comedy event. So I watched the show. When it was over, you know what? He was right. I was thinking a lot. I was thinking about how bizarre it was that these low-level, no offense, but subhuman cretins were able to perform at such a hallowed theater, wondering perhaps if I was the fool for giving the venue such reverence all these years. I pictured the ghosts of all my heroes standing on stage behind David, shaking their heads, not at David, but at themselves for being such fools, for thinking that making it to that iconic stage had meant something to them.
But you remember there was a period, what was it, during COVID? I think there was a period where this was happening with like influencers and shit. I think I remember, like, is it Cody Co? I think one of those people started performing at big clubs at the comedy. I forgot who it was as well, but there was a period where like I don't know why, but some TikTokers and influencers were doing like live shows and podcasts in certain comedy clubs and selling them out. And people were getting really nervous that this is going to be the end of comedy clubs and In the end, those influencers didn't really hang around too long. They got their money and they went away, or they just ducked out and did other things. But the comedians are the ones who have single-handedly themselves actually destroyed the reverence or whatever importance we had when it came to comedy. They've made us hate it because of how terrible they are, or oddly enough, they've made us hate it because of how terrible they are and because of their overinflated ego, their overinflated sense of self, their hubris and like just it's actually kind of funny. Self-inflicted. That's it. That's the one. Trevor Wallace, yeah. Trevor fucking Wallace.
Them, that it meant something about their career, their art, and about the legacy they've left behind after they died. Poor Gord. I hated to see that. Seeing David's show only made me feel more confused about what the hell is going on with all this comedy stuff. And on that drive home, I really was thinking, why does everything that ever seemed good, like when I was a kid, now seems to be rapidly deteriorating?
That's such a poignant question. That's such a poignant and true question. Why was everything good now shit? Like, why? Why is everything that was once good now completely shit? Like, I saw some random clips the other day of Power Rangers, right? I was watching a couple clips from their official YouTube channel. I then found out that there was a fucking Japanese Power Rangers as well and shit. And there's some fight scenes in Power Rangers, right? It's kind of basic how it's filmed, it's a bit slapstick. But some of the fight scenes in fucking Power Rangers dwarf whatever you might see in like Marvel movies or action movies nowadays. So much better. And that was like single cam, easy shit, trampolines and stuff, and fireworks. I mean, just basic fucking shit. And some of the fucking fight choreography is better than most movies you watch nowadays in cinemas. And that was fucking Power Rangers. It's crazy how much more. It's crazy how shit things are in general across the board. Just fucking shit.
To utter shit. And when I looked around at the other people in attendance at that show, evidently enjoying themselves, why did it feel like I was in another dimension? I tried putting a comedy podcast on, but all of them were just interviews with like the CIA or the FBI or some other guy that works for the president. Like, what the hell was actually going on here? I couldn't relax until I figured it out. In my quest for clarity, I even, and I'm ashamed to admit this, but I even went on the sacred pilgrim.
Yeah, big up.
KB plugged this fit today and is beefing W. Josh Wolf.
Kevin Brennan, really? Kevin Brennan's beefing with Josh Wolf, really? Why is that? Educate me, NJ. Wasn't oh no, sorry, oh, my bad. When you said Josh Wolf, I thought you meant fucking Jeff DUI. I don't know why that got in my head. I was like, hold on, wasn't Jeff DUI recently on there? So why is Kevin Brennan beefing with I imagine because he didn't like his special, right? Is that why? I imagine Kevin Brennan just didn't like Josh Wolf's special. The music one. I still haven't watched it yet. It looks horrible, but I'm assuming it's just to do with the special. Big up NJ. He talked outside the face on Bobby Kelly's podcast, if I remember correctly. Okay. Okay, cool. Big up NJ Ranger.
Pilgrimage to Comedy Mecca and visited the comedy spaceship down in Austin, Texas.
Let's go and turn back to Elephant Graveyard. Let's go.
I paid about $800 for a ticket. My ticket said something about a mandatory drink, but I'd lost the stub and couldn't remember how many I was dictated to have. The vibe in there was so tense, I thought I might get literally shot in the head if I did anything wrong, so I drank about 8 Negronis just to be safe. I went to find the washroom, and when I got there, to my dismay, I discovered that Joe, the comedy czar, had actually removed...
Are there police in... Hold on, is that security guard in front of the toilets? Or is the toilets next to the fucking door? There's security guards next to the standing by the toilets. Police officers inside the comedy club. Holy fucking shit. Jesus Christ, bro. What do they think is going to go on there? Like, do they think Kamala Harris voters are going to come in and spray the place up or something? Like, relax.
To my dismay, I discovered that Joe, the comedy czar, had actually removed his own special from the Comedy Wall of Fame that he put up there. Maybe he just got embarrassed after we pointed it out.
Really?
But I think it's the first sign that he knows his scheme is at risk of being exposed.
Wow. Wow. What a good observation. Big up fucking comedy enforcement. Big up comedy enforcement. By the way, wherever you are, we love you, mate. Come back. The Elephant Graveyard. What a great observation. I wonder why he did that. Why did Rogan remove his comedy special from the wall?
I think it's the first sign that he knows his scheme is at risk of being exposed and he's begun to hide his tracks. But anyway, I watched the show. It was fine, I guess, but it really couldn't compare to the pleasure I experienced releasing those 8 Negronis into the toilet pipe. The armed guards at the door stole my phone and placed it in a locked bag, so I wasn't allowed to take any more photos, so I sat there drawing a picture of what I was witnessing on the free napkin that came with my...
Thank you, Joe. No phones, you'll be shot dead. Murderer. Piss and shit comic book. Get it together, bitch. No heckling, no talking, no chewing, no clacking, no gulping, no breathing, look around, no looking around. On it. God bless Texas. That's such a good illustration. Oh, big up that person as well, by the way. That person that did the illustration for the TFATK subreddit. Whoever you are as well, hope you come back too. We need you. Whoever that mystery anonymous illustrator was, who made those incredible fucking little illustrations, animation stuff, like, please come back. Please come back.
My Negronis. Now we've been getting a lot of feedback saying that we are very negative, so here's something positive about the experience. The show is only a couple hours long, which for $800 is insane, but it's so boring that it feels like it's about 5 or 6 hours.
Really?
So that improves the value at least. As you walk into the room, you're reminded of 2 of the most horrific acts of brutality ever committed. Which is good because when you're thinking about what happens when an atomic bomb blows up over your head, it makes the terrible show you're witnessing seem like an okay alternative. No idea who the comics were. Who cares? They were shit. And of course they were, we already knew that. What we want to find out is...
Yo, Jeff DUI is doing fucking headline weekenders there. Yo, Brendan's got to get back into stand-up comedy, man. Brendan's leaving money on the table. Brendan is leaving money on the table. Jeff DUI had a weekend headlining set at the fucking mothership. Oh my god, bro. Brendan needs to get back on. Brendan needs to come back and give us Gringo Papi Dos. Come back, Brendan, please, for the love of God.
They were shit. And of course they were, we already knew that. What we want to find out is why or how. But the vibe was very bad in there, very negative, and so I got the hell out of there and began walking down 6th Street, where a horde of scary, methed-out ghouls began to oogle me, which, compared to the vibe in the comedy Spaceship, was honestly much more welcoming. And that's when I saw it. In the alleyway behind the mothership, a flock of comedy pilgrims had gathered, lining up. They told me they had traveled from all over the country for their chance to win 1 minute of stage time there. Their opportunity to climb the ladder to a higher tier class of human. A real comedian. I couldn't believe how many of them there were.
Jeez.
They were all over the place.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. Drawing parallels between the people that queue up for fucking spots at Kill Tony or to get pulled out of the hat and the homeless population. Which is funny because Rogan left LA to move to Texas to kind of run away from the homeless, but allegedly in Texas, especially Austin, there's a bunch of homeless there as well. Oh, that is fucking brilliant. Obviously, the obvious parallels to homeless cats and shit, the subreddit. Honestly, Elephant Graveyard, masterpiece so far. I know I'm glazing, but this guy's really fucking good at what he does. Let's be real.
Living in their cars, intense. So many comedy pilgrims everywhere, just taking over the entire area. And I started thinking about how the hell all these people ended up here. Started thinking about human migration. Like, how did you end up where you are? No matter who or where you are, at some point, some guy in your lineage looked around and said to himself, "This, I gotta get out of here." Packed up and went to a new place. And with that spirit in mind, I packed my bags and headed home. When I got back to my cabin, I placed a photo of my guru above my typewriter with a sign that said, "Keep thinking." And that's what I did for several weeks, obsessively, compulsively. And it led me to discover what's actually going on behind all this unsettling comedy stuff. And that we were right to find it so unsettling, and evil, and vile, and that what we're witnessing with this Austin comedy thing is actually part of a massive operation designed to destroy the entire world. And I know that sounds kind of out there, but as you'll see, that's actually part of their design. I thank my comedy guru David for helping me get my thinking back on track.
Yeah, Chris Mack, it's a new one. It's a new one, just released. It's a new one, just released 5 hours ago. It's a brand new one. There you go. There's the title. Just released 5 hours ago. Brand new one from Elephant Graveyard. Bigger Elephant Graveyard. Bigger Elephant Graveyard.
Tasme Shri Guru Namaha. To answer the question of how comedy got so shit, we need to go back about 375 million years. To the first of those migrations we mentioned earlier. Migration is baked into our DNA, guys. I don't know if you knew that in advance, but I am seeing on my YouTube analytics here that 87% of you only got your grade 10. So, in case you weren't aware, humans began as simple tubes. A mouth.
By the way, just to let you guys know, YouTube analytics doesn't show you education. It doesn't show you that. So he just made up that Photoshop. It's fucking brilliant, but let me just let you know that there's no analytics for education level in the back end. Oh, that's fucking brilliant. Grade 10. Oh.
Mouth and an asshole. Purest form of a proper organism. just floating in the ocean somewhere, and eventually that tube evolved into this fish kind of thing. And this fish, this was the first in our lineage to become a new guy and to migrate. The ocean where he was all fucked up, and he looked around and said, I gotta get the hell out of here. And he migrated out of the water and onto the land, becoming a land guy. He then somehow transformed into a little rat kind of thing with nipples. And the nipple rat evolved into like a monkey chimp thing or whatever. And then the chimp, or ape or whatever, it became a human guy. And it wasn't long until those human guys, like that fish before them, looked around and said, I gotta get the hell out of here. And they migrated to every corner of the earth. A lot of animals have these built-in mechanisms. We are no different. Just like how birds have like a magnet in their brain or something, which tells them when and where to migrate somewhere else.
We got Tim W. Wow, thank you for clarifying that for us, AZ. We appreciate it. I'm not sure if you're being sarcastic or if you're being sincere, but either way, lol.
It's obvious from these historical records that the human instinct to say, fuck this, I gotta get out of here, becomes activated in times of fear. Fear is processed in the most ancient part of our brain. It puts us into a fight or flight mode, just like the fish guy. And I don't know if you've looked around at the world lately, but people really are losing their shit. The whole world is on fire. There are crazy guys with nukes yelling at each other, and bombs are flying around all over the place. The air is full of smoke. All the fruit just tastes like wood now. We've all got microplastics in our brains. That can't be good. Plus, it's so hot out, I'm gonna piss myself. And don't even get me started on all those politics. What the hell is going on with TikTok? Why is China doing all that stuff? Why did they close the oatmeal plant down? I wanted to keep working there. Now I got no money. I gotta pay MSRP for my steel cut. Bullshit, man. You know what? And then he says it. Ah, f this, I gotta get out of here. Except this time, they've got nowhere to go. Not physically, anyway. But lucky for them, some of humanity's most powerful visionaries, the techno-wizards, have constructed a psychic ark to sail the seas of your mind and take you away from your problems and out onto a new frontier. A new reality. And here's where it gets crazy. It's a reality where there is no such thing as reality.
Mayans.
The techno-wizards use their machines to ramp up your own uncertainty about what's real and what's fantasy, to the point where you're so anxious that you do anything just to be certain.
No, it's all over the phonics.
See, these references, like, what the fuck, man? This is so fucking good. Jesus Christ, bro.
Sonics and dimensional superaction behind glass screens. You know, if you think of something and bam, it's there in the wall.
Once you've lost connection with classic reality, you're just a guy floating out in the open ocean, desperate to find something to grab onto to save yourself, stranded and surrounded by a sea of danger. That is when the techno-wizards begin their most perverted sorcery.
The future is gonna be amazing!
They throw you a life preserver in the form of a new world, a new virtual world. In this virtual world, you're still gonna be angry all the time, but at least you'll be certain, and that feels good. And because it feels so good, you just want to stay in there forever. Until eventually you've been in there so long that your new virtual world feels more real than your old classic reality. And once it's become more convincing than classic reality, it just becomes your new reality. Congratulations, you've migrated to a new place. It's a new reality, except it's anti-reality. It's what's called a hyperreal simulacrum.
The battle for the mind of North America will be fought in the video arena.
Yeah.
The television screen is the retina of the mind's eye. Therefore, the television screen is part of the physical structure of the brain. Therefore, whatever appears on the television screen
Pay attention.
emerges as raw experience for those who watch it.
Yep.
Therefore,
Oh, yeah.
television is reality.
Yep, exactly.
And reality is less than television.
There are a lot of visionaries in this.
You know, he kind of reminds you of a little bit now, thinking about it. He kind of reminds me a little bit of like Black Mirror, but not even most of Black Mirror, but kind of more like, what's that show he did, the creator? Screen Wipe. I don't know if you guys watched it. I don't know if they have it in the US. Like Charlie Brooker does a thing called Screen Wipe, which is usually like, it's like a recap of the year, but it includes all the like fucked up shit that happened in politics, in society, in tech and shit, sports, political controversies and shit, whatever, right? Scandals, and he kind of ties it all into this, like, you know, I guess what, techno feudalism sort of shit, and he kind of does it in that way. Like I'm not so sure the last time Charlie Brooker did a scream, but a scream up is sort of literally like it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like yeah. This is like philosophical YouTube rewind, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. Intellectual dark web YouTube rewind.
This world, all with their own ideas about creating new worlds into which we can migrate. But only a few have acquired the wealth and influence to actually execute such migrations at full scale. Movements triggered by everyone saying, "I gotta get the hell out of here," happen all the time. Throughout history, wealthy, influential people have leveraged these waves in order to serve their interests, using their power to direct migrants in or out of places beneficial to fulfilling.
Oh, by the way, talking about migrants and all that shit in history, please watch Chief of War. I think it's called Chief of War with Jason Momoa. Watch Chief of War, bro. That shit is fucking good, man. I'm 3 episodes in already and I'm really liking it. Watch Chief of War. It's fucking amazing. Chief of War.
Their goals. Someone we've seen exploiting the "I gotta get the hell out of here" phenomenon is this Elon guy. He was bullied a ton as a kid because he was a strange, scrawny little weak guy.
Jesus Christ, oh, he looked like he was a kid. Yeah, no wonder. He had to get rich, innit? He had to become filthy rich because there's no chance he was getting anything else out of life, innit? He had to be filthy rich.
Could also be a bit of a dickhead. And so his teachers, his parents, nobody wanted to help him.
Did you have a happy childhood?
No, it's terrible.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Why was it terrible? You were bullied at school and had a difficult...
I was almost beaten to death, if you call that bullied.
I was almost beaten to death. Alright, relax. He's such a drama queen, isn't it? I was almost beaten to death. No, you weren't. Someone roughed you up, put your head down the toilet because you're annoying know-it-all. I doubt some kids nearly beat you to death, man. Let's fucking relax.
He was shy and awkward at school, didn't have many friends.
On one occasion, Elon was pushed down a flight of stairs and beaten violently, leaving him in hospital for weeks.
And if that wasn't bad enough, and this is something you'll see with almost all of these anti-reality guys, Elon had a very bad dad who left him with a dad-shaped hole in his soul.
Very violent. It was not a happy childhood. My father has serious issues.
When Elon received that severe beating as a kid, his father berated him and blamed him for it, made him stand for hours, called him an idiot, and told him he was worthless.
Yeah, Elon's dad's a trip, bro. Elon's dad's a trip, bro. Blood Diamonds minor and shit, yo. Elon's dad is a fucking trip. I swear to God, Elon's dad is a fucking trip. He's a psycho. He's a proper Bond villain. Elon's dad's a proper Bond villain, man. He's that nigga's scary. I swear to God, he's evil and he's scary.
Proper bad dad stuff. All these experiences made Elon internalize the belief that this world is a scary, dangerous place. Wouldn't it be nice to just get the hell out of here? Well, later in life he acquired an immense amount of wealth and immediately began to use it to try and reconstruct reality, to cope. He put
That's a great observation, isn't it? How many of these tech guys are doing that then? How many of these tech guys had awful childhoods, had awful upbringings, were bullied, immensely in school, bullied immensely, and then when they got older and they had the ability to kind of do what they wanted to do in terms of money or startups or whatever it may be, or when they had a shot to start something of their own, they decided, you know what, we're gonna change reality. I'm gonna shift reality. It's like there's that great quote by Steve Jobs, isn't it? Right? What's that Steve Jobs? Steve Jobs quote about inventing. Steve Jobs quote about invention. About inventing, like creating or creating reality. Was it Is it creating reality? There's a really good one by Steve Jobs. They all kind of run by it. There we go. Yeah, that's the one. Right? This is the quote that you'll probably live by. Well-known Steve Jobs quote. Everything around you that you call life was made up by people who are no smarter than you, and you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use. Yeah, I bet you that's what they all lived by, isn't it? They got bullied, so they're like, you know what? No way. We're gonna change reality for the better. We're going to change reality in our image, shift it completely. Wasn't there a story about all these Silicon Valley startup people buying plots of land in America? Do you guys remember that? Silicon Valley, I don't know, buying land. Do you guys remember that? Yeah, see, look, there you go. Silicon Valley billionaires through the firm Flannery Associates have been buying up large tracts of land in Solona County, California, since around 2017, amassing 50,000 acres of a planned sustainable city called California Forever. They're literally creating their own little communes, their own little places. It's absolutely insane. Elon's going to take some of them to Mars. Some of them are going to build their own little gated places with their own police force and politics, whatever else going on. Honestly, like, it's fucking wild what we're seeing right now. Absolutely wild. Big up Elephant Graveyard.
Heaps of that money into trying to build this Mars colony thing, which is never going to happen, but that doesn't matter. The real point of his Martian...
Yo, Assad Aziz, man. I know the Steve Jobs quote. Are you sure the cancer isn't benign? I drank all the leaf juice. Yo, Assad Aziz, you need to fucking chill, bro. You need to fucking chill out, alright? Steve Jobs is my fucking, that's my fucking daddy, alright? He's like, you need to fucking relax. Jesus Christ.
Cope is creating a virtual reality to migrate to, one where this colony thing would actually be feasible and he could actually escape the Earth and live on another planet. And that gives him hope that he could actually get the hell out of here. All this crap here, this is all just for Elon to fantasize about getting the hell out of here. Nobody is going to Mars, man. The world is still scary to this guy. He still feels like he's getting bullied when everyone online is telling him he's a loser. That's why he bought Twitter. Everyone on there was being mean, so he just bought the thing so he could control it. Pretended the millions of guys calling him a loser were just bots and trolls, so he could just kick them out and reshape the site into his own ideal version of reality, and then pretend that this simulated version of reality is reality. He wants to be a guy who's great at video games, but he's a total noob. He's the kid that would turn the Nintendo controller like a steering wheel while playing Mario Kart, while
I feel attacked. I think I used to do that too. I feel fucking attacked.
his mouth hangs open. Where I come from, we call that Thomasing, but Elon just wants to win.
Gamer face. That's called gamer face, man. We all had it, man. Come on, Elephant Graveyard. We all had our game. We weren't all super cool chewing fucking, I don't know, G4 chewing gum or something. But come on, bro. Like, we all had the gamer face. We all had the fucking gamer face at one point.
And something. And he can't play sports because, I mean, look at him. He never had the makings of a varsity athlete. So again, he uses his wealth to just pay guys who are actually good at video games to play the games for him. And then he pretends it's him playing the games. And then he got caught.
There are 4 things there.
And all the actual gamers all started watching him play and laughing at him.
4 things. He clearly has no idea, bro.
And started playing the games himself on stream, but just got harassed the entire time and then pretended his connection dropped so he could get the hell out of there.
Connection lost.
Elon wants him being a hero to be part of his hyper-reality as well. For a while he was seen as a savior figure, but that illusion evaporated. He tried to reclaim his hero status by inserting him.
I'm struggling to understand why he did abandon this like tech savior, humanity savior thing. He was way more bearable and interesting when he was on that sort of tip, when he was like fake pretending like Tesla was an environmental company, hence why he was moving away from fossil fuels and gas powered cars and went to or electric before we found out how much, you know, how bad for the environment is to fucking mine the fucking things needed for the batteries and shit. But before that, Tesla was regarded as environmentally friendly. He was trying to create different modes of transport, alleviate traffic, get people to space, get people to other planets, multiplanetary species. I wonder why he stopped doing that. I think somebody said that he kind of maxed out his influence and power and shit in tech world and whatnot. And the final frontier was to get into politics, because that type of power, that type of influence, you can't really buy your way into, you know? you can because he kind of did it, but you can't really, because I think that was a really unique circumstance with Trump. I don't think that you're going to see many other tech people get that close to the seat of power. I don't think any other administration will allow it. But that probably was why he decided to go down that route. But I wish he wouldn't have done that, man. But then again, when you're that rich, the rules don't really apply to you. You think you can do fucking everything. It's just really cool to see the public at large, especially in America. I'm not gonna lie, it's really impressive to see them call him out and catch him and just like sniff it out quickly. Like to be fair, like Americans get a lot of stick worldwide, globally, but I think you guys have good bullshit detectors. All in all, for the most part, I think you guys have good bullshit. Maybe it's because it's also the country of the scammer, right? But I think overall, you guys have good bullshit detectors because you guys sniffed out the fact that this Elon guy was up to no good and wasn't really interested in anybody else but himself. Very, very, very quickly, and I think he was caught off guard by how quickly he got sussed out by the American public. They're like, no, even the MAGAs, especially the MAGA people. They called his bluff so fucking fast, or they, called him out so fucking fast on his bullshit. And I don't think he was expecting it. He probably thought he was going to be able to like squeeze that fucking towel dry a little bit more because he was, all about MAGA and shit, all about Trump, but they were not all about him.
Himself into the rescue of those 12 Thai kids trapped in a flooded cave. He stuck his nose into the rescue operation, despite nobody asking him to, and offered them an old metal tube from the SpaceX garbage dump that they were throwing out anyway, and telling the actual rescue divers who were down there trying to do their jobs to toss the kids in this tube and pull them out. When the rescue leader told him this is insane and makes zero sense that the tube wouldn't even fit through the intricate cave system, Elon rage quit and called the guy a PDF file.
Action lost.
He's tried to add being like a funny comedy guy to his hyper-reality, wormed his way into
the funny comedy guy thing has to be a Rogan thing as well. Rogan's responsible for a lot of shit comedians. Rogan's responsible for Brendan, and Rogan's responsible for Elon, like, thinking he's funny, Bring back comedy, we like comedy, all that shit. I swear I blame Rogan for this. I swear to God I blame Rogan.
Stand-up comedy world, got on stage with Dave Chappelle and just got booed by an arena full of comedy fans. Rejected again.
Oh yeah, Dave Chappelle was stunned, didn't it? Because Dave Chappelle's not online, probably. He probably not on social media too much. So Dave Chappelle was stunned by how much Elon was fucking hated. I don't even think that they hated him that much. I just think they were pissed off that he was on the stage. Like, we're here for a comedy show. We don't want to hear fucking Elon stuttering and stammering all through his fucking stupid sentence. I think there's one pissed off at that. Less about him, more so to do like, why the fuck have you got a fucking billionaire guy on the stage? Fuck off.
Even got into the government somehow. Started trying to cut all this funding from everything, hoping they'd give it to him instead to build more spaceships so he can get the hell out of here sooner. But the president also started bullying Elon and ended up taking away his lunch money. And now, Elon's even more messed up, even more deaf.
You know what would be really good though, to get back into the good graces of people? If he did the roast. The roast of Elon Musk would be brilliant. If he ever put himself up for a roast, I think that might help change the perception around him a little bit. If he was willing to get absolutely torched on stage by comedians, shit, that would be fucking brilliant. The roast of Elon Musk. I'd love to see that, man. I'd love to see that.
Desperate to escape and finding it harder and harder to cling to that Mars colony coat.
With Elon, where I said, if Trump doesn't win, I want to just leave the country. And then Elon said, there's nowhere to go. Elon, you don't believe in going to Mars anymore. Elon stopped believing in Mars.
So he's
interesting, isn't it? Interesting analysis that Elon stopped believing in Mars, which is why he got involved in politics. Interesting analysis and observation there from Peter Thiel. Makes sense though, because I do feel like even when it comes to like there was this one side of the SpaceX or the fucking BFR before it was called now, whatever it's called fucking now. But I remember one part of it that I fucking loved was the idea of like point to point travel or something like that, right? I really did like that. I'm not gonna lie. The idea that you could take a rocket from like New York all the way to fucking Shanghai in like half an hour. But then when you start analyzing it and you start really looking into the logistics of it and how it would go up, it's not feasible to like push people up into rockets, point to point travel and get them to go to like New York to fucking Melbourne Yeah, I mean, because, you know, the risk of that blowing up, the G-forces that needed, where it would take off and land, it would have to be far off land to not disturb the local environment and vegetation and shit, and noise pollution. It'd be a lot, to be honest. And I think somebody calculated all the time you'd save traveling from New York to Melbourne, you'd probably then make up because of the travel inland, you know? But yeah, I really wanted that to be true, man. I really wanted that point-to-point spaceship shit to be true, but it's not happening, unfortunately.
He's allegedly retreating into a haze of ketamine-fueled escapism, just trying to get the hell out of here. The only way to make sense of all this strange behavior is that it is an effort to construct his own hyper-reality into which he can migrate and escape the scary world that rejects him. I actually saw a video of his ex-wife talking about how he does this, and I mean, she would know.
We create a parallel world to escape the world that rejects us, and the world that we find too painful to live in. But some people are so good at doing this and master such a...
That's his first wife, isn't it? I think that's his first wife. She rung the alarm bells super early, man. She rung the alarm bells. No one listens to her though, especially me. Kept calling her a hater back in the day. But she was very, everything she said about Elon is like, it's ringing true, to be honest.
An amazing skill set that they take their world and they infuse it into our world.
She knows.
And they change the world.
Exactly.
And these are the people we call visionaries. People who move between worlds.
Exactly, yes.
Between states of consciousness.
Elon learned firsthand the idea of constructing parallel worlds and hyper-realities during childhood. He grew up in South Africa, a country designed by white guys from Europe who had to get the hell out of there, move to Africa, but then decided they didn't want to have black guys as neighbors. So they created this hyper-reality in which God commanded the white guys to preserve their race or whatever, and they had no choice but to segregate all the black guys in another part of town. Because if God wants it, then, I mean, what can you do? You gotta do it. And by getting all the white guys to migrate their psyches into this hyper-reality, it allowed them to do all the heinous shit they had to do to achieve their goals of creating this new society. If you have enough power and influence, reality can be whatever you want it to be, and very few things are going to challenge you.
We have a sort of grasp over the world.
Elon wants to do a full migration into his hyper-reality, but he can't pull it off. It's not believable enough yet. His main problem is that not enough other guys are joining him in his hyper-reality anymore. The more guys you can get to buy into your simulation, the stronger the pillars necessary to uphold the new reality become. Which brings us back to this. This, right here, is irrefutable proof that the comedy spaceship and the entire Austin comedy toilet is a hyper-real simulacrum of an actual comedy scene. The whole scene is ruled by its God King, the comedy czar, Joe Rogan. We already discussed how Joe became the comedy czar in our last video, so go watch that if you don't understand what we're talking about here. The comedy czar rules over his dominion with complete domination, and as you'll see, the entire scene is designed to strengthen...
Honestly, what is that? What is that style of dress? Where do you think he gets that from? What, like... Doesn't he kind of look like... Is it like a Whitey Bulger type of outfit? Like, what the fuck is that? That Tony Hinchcliffe is wearing? The body warmers, the massive obtuse belt buckle, the really gaudy gold watch. What is that? Where does that inspiration come from? Such a weird combo. Body warmer, that belt, that watch. Nothing goes together. It's like a tech bro body. No, it's like a tourist body warmer. The belt buckle is the belt buckle, and that what is that? What is that? Such a strange sense of style, isn't it?
And maintain Joe's personal hyper-real simulacrum. Joe has been sliding into hyper-reality for several years and is now completely immersed in the simulation. A reality in which he is a very smart, special boy.
My personality that is just immune to bullshit.
He has a unique ability to see what's really going on in the world. And he's helping society by scouting for the otherwise unseen danger up ahead.
I'm like a scout, right? Like if you sent me down the trail and I'm like, hey, there's a cliff. We're running towards a cliff.
This is a sober man, by the way. This is a sober. It's actually a god. We actually got blessed that he never got into hard drugs. Because could you imagine Rogan on hard drugs? If this is the way he's on, this is how he is with like creatine and just basic. By the way, some guy overdose on creatine recently? Overdose I saw a headline the other day actually. Did somebody overdose on creatine? Or am I bugging out? Was it a golf guy? Right? I think someone in golf. There we go. Here, see, there we go. Yeah, someone overdosed on creatine recently. A golfer. This is fucking insane. I heard about it the other day. I had tremors. Pro blames unusual overdose for 4-putt. I'm not sure if he's lying or if it's an excuse, but let's read this. The cause of one of the worst freehole stretches of Ben Griffin's year in PGA Tour, a legal overdose. Yes, really. On Sunday evening at the BMW Championship, Ben Griffin addressed the media after one of the strangest rounds of the year. The US Ryder Cup hopeful started his day at 6 over through 3 holes. I have no idea what this means, including a 4-putt and an OB shot. He finished the day at 1 under after a furious rally through his remaining 15 holes. The story behind what happened? Well, Griffin is chalking it up to a negative effects of an accidental mass dose of the popular workout supplement creatine. According to Griffin, he filled up his water bottle to start his round this morning with a snowball, an 8-ball. He filled it with an 8-ball of creatine that had coagulated at the bottom of his jar. Then on the first hole, he took a swig of his water bottle and accidentally inhaled a considerable chunk of the creatine. I've been there before, bro. I've been there. When you think you've got coke, but you've actually got ket, and then you accidentally take a really fat key of that coke that you think is ket, and then it's actually ket, and then you're fucking you are in the deepest ket hole you've ever been in, and you get fucking chucked out of the club, and then you can't find yourself, you know. And then yeah, you know, it has happened to me, by the way. It has happened to me. And then you lose your wallet, you lose your camera, you lose your house keys, and you have to call your fucking landlord to come down and give you the house keys at 4 a.m. in the morning whilst you're still fucking rolling. Yeah, I've never done it before. I've never done that before. I've never overdosed on creatine before, but I think I did in a moment because I didn't really drink any water after that. I basically just inhaled a snowball, so I started getting super shaky. I've never felt like that before, and I felt like I had tremors. Yo, I might have to crush up some fucking creatine, man. I might have to crush up some creatine, I'm not gonna lie. I 4-putted 1 and 2 on like 1 and on 2, like I was freaking out and I didn't know what to do. Like it hit so far out of bounds. Griffin said his symptoms were sudden, so terrifying that he wondered if he would be forced to WD from the tournament. Thankfully, Griffin caddied Adam Rithalum came to the rescue, forcing the guy to take a quick seat and reset his system with a water bottle. Like, is this such an excuse? Because is this guy such a sore loser that he couldn't just admit he was shit, and he's making up this whole creatine overdose shit? What do you guys think is going on here? Did he actually overdose on creatine, or is he just you know? Because how do you sober yourself up after one bottle of water? Trust me, I've been there. I wished 1 bottle of water could straighten me out. It doesn't happen that quickly. It takes time for you to get straightened out. You don't level out again after 1 bottle of water. Come on, brother. Who are you kidding, man? Who are you fucking kidding? I remember walking off 1 and 2, and I'm like, I'm going to have a withdrawal. I was like, I need to control my body right now. It was a weird thought. Luckily, I just took 1 minute. Probably took too long for pace of play purposes, but took a solid minute and a half and chugged water and reset and hit. According to Mayo Clinic and recent research in Harvard, it is difficult to fully overdose on creatine, but taking a larger than recommended dosage can cause an upset stomach and unusually high stress on the kidneys, which might have been responsible for the symptoms Griffin reported. Griffin said he recognizes the blaming a supplement overdose for a 6 over start makes him sound like a bit of a boy who cried creatine. Exactly. The boy who cried creatine. But what happened on Sunday morning was decidedly not normal for his body or golf game. I did hit bad shots, but I was physically shaking like I'd never felt before. I don't normally miss a lot of short putts. It was really weird situation. This guy's fucking lying, man. This guy's Brendan Schaub lying, man. This guy just played shit and just can't get over it. Sore loser, which, you know, makes sense because he's a elite sportsman. Most sportsmen, athletes, whatever division they're in, whatever sport they're in, they're really sore losers, most at the top level. So he's a sore loser, he can't accept it, so now he's fucking lying that he overdosed on creatine, when most likely he just overdosed on fucking drugs, like actual drugs, except for creatine. But yeah, I think this guy's chatting out his ass. Anyway, back to the Elephant Graveyard.
Stop, everybody stop. There's a cliff! There's a cliff!
He believes the universe chose him as a sort of prophet, destined to help guide humanity through this age of chaos. But just like Jesus Christ, the people misunderstood and rejected him.
Like the universe has put me in this
place. What's that saying? Rogan announces he has... Look at that. Jesus, look at that headline. Rogan announces he has COVID, praises horse dewormer ivermectin, and it's got the Jesus. Oh my god, so fucking good.
Misunderstood and rejected him.
Like the universe has put me in this place where I can at least have access to more opinions than most people. And they're like, you're an anti-vaxxer! You don't believe in science! Hashtag Joe Rogan! I'm taking in opinions from all directions. 360 degrees.
Nice, all right. Let's see what Joe scouted up ahead on the trail for us today.
I love Canada.
Shut up.
I love the people. I just think they're going down a dark road with this government.
Uh-oh.
They allow polygamy now in Ontario. Yeah, they just passed a law they allow polygamy because they have so many Muslims there.
His hyperreality no longer has any real connection to classic reality. So when did Joe begin this psychic migration? Well, a few years ago he decided LA was the reason his life sucked. So he got the hell out of there, moved down to Austin, Texas.
You saw it during the George Floyd times in LA.
Oh, yeah.
When they were burning those cop cars on the highway, and I remember seeing that going, I gotta get the f*** out of here.
Oh shit, he actually said it. When he realized he was still miserable in Austin, he had to get the hell out of there again. But he had nowhere else to go, so he began a full-on migration into his simulacrum. Because he's so rich and holds autocratic control over his entire simulacrum, he can be the dictator of what is and isn't real. Like the fact that he's a real comedian, one of the greats. And that the world as we know it is finished. It's the end of the age. Doomsday is upon us.
We are in Kali Yuga.
We are in Kali Yuga.
And Hindus were very smart in their idea of, it was the Hindus, right?
Yes, the Hindus, yes.
They came up with this idea that there are certain ages, almost unavoidable, of civilization.
Correct.
That they go through these cycles.
What is the period we're in now? Because it seems like it's coming to an end.
This is Kali Yuga, man. This is some weird shit that was predicted by the Bhagavad Gita. This is
Battle of the Gods, Ragnarok. Tell me.
This is what happens in cultures. Like, it's almost an...
Honestly, man, when I first got into Rogan, him quoting the Bhagavad Gita, right? Him quoting like Terence McKenna used to impress me so much. Big up Aziz.
Rogan was the chump brain chip prototype from Elon.
Basically, yeah. Will you guys hate me or be ashamed of me if I admit something? There was a time where I really wanted that Neuralink. There was a time where I was like, you know what? If they have open trials for that Neuralink, I'm gonna get it implanted in my brain. I want to learn a language in like 10 seconds, you know? I thought it was going to be some limitless shit, you know what I mean? Open up 90% of my brain I'm not using. That's how much of an Elon fanboy I was, honestly. I told you, will you guys be ashamed? Will you guys be like, don't laugh at me too much, okay? Don't laugh at me too much. Don't be disappointed in me too much, okay? But I'm admitting stuff to you because it's a safe space and I trust you guys. That's how damn bad I was. Oh, big up Assad Aziz. Big up Assad Aziz.
Inevitable.
He even has his own theory about what's driving us toward the end of the age.
Hard times create hard men. Hard men create soft times. Soft times create soft men.
He loves that quote, innit? But he's the softest man possible. He's in like his little safe space. He doesn't have anybody on that disagrees with him that much on his pod. He doesn't reply to a lot of public criticism out there. Like Mark Maron, he's completely pretending like he doesn't exist and not mentioning him on his podcast. Like, he's the biggest pussy ever. But he loves to act like he isn't. Like, you know, it's like, brother, come on, man. Come on, brother. Come on. Come on now. walks around with fucking 17 Navy SEALs around him, even though he's a jiu-jitsu black belt and fucking kicks fucking heavy bags really hard. He still needs protection around him all the time because he's scared of people taking his money. Like, honestly, man, this guy, hard man Chris. Like, bro, you've been like, if anything, Rogan's been a multi-millionaire longer than he's been poor. So if anything, he's probably the softest ever because he's lived a soft life. Like, you're not putting yourself in harm. You shouldn't put yourself in harm's way, but he doesn't live a hard life. He lives a very, very soft life. So this idea that he's calling other people soft is like, you're the softest, mate. You know what I mean? You are the softest. Let's be real.
Soft men create hard times. We are now around soft men in hard times.
In his reality, he's a hard man in a world run by soft men who have allowed the destruction to happen. He's been yelling about that cliff we're all supposedly headed towards, but he feels like nobody's listening. So now he feels like the destruction must happen in order to restore the world back to its proper state.
I don't think we're going to wake up. I think it's going to take something like a natural disaster or some real event, some 9/11 type event. It's just, I don't know where it ends other than a wake up. And a wake up is like a meteor hits us.
As you can observe with your own eyes, this soft, doughy collection of spheres stacked on top of each other thinks he's actually a hard man. But obviously, he's the soft man.
Honestly, the McDonald's thing, man, shameless. The McDonald things, the McDonald promo, honestly. Someone should do a whole video and break that down. The McDonald's thing is fucking, like, some of the episodes are, hey, do you guys want a McDonald's? Like, the fucking shilling and the obvious ad placement is just like, God. And they'll have the bag right in line with the camera so you can see, like, ay. This is definitely one of the signs that Rogan is, you know, sold out. And he has 1 million ads anyway. It's like, how many more ads do you need? How much money is enough money, man? Like, fucking hell.
Making everything worse. He's one of the softest men of all time. Never worked a day in his life. Whines and complains for hours on his podcast over the dumbest shit year after year.
How dare we say Merry Christmas?
How dare
Cries hysterically for no reason and thinks sitting in a sauna is some kind of achievement in overcoming adversity.
For the record. Is that fake?
He gets duped constantly by the most obviously fake stories, photoshops, and AI images.
Fact-checked, volcanoes do not produce more CO2 emissions than human activity.
Reuters is on your ass.
Idiot.
Yeah.
And somehow he considers himself one of the greatest comedians of all time. It's embarrassing. It's clear and undeniable that he's living in some...
He's a lot more jacked than he is now, isn't it, right? He used to be a lot more skinnier, isn't it? He's fucking massive now, isn't it? He's been really pumping, whatever he pumps in himself, he's really pumping it super hard. Because he's huge now compared to how he was there.
It's embarrassing. It's clear and undeniable that he's living in some sort of inverted alternate reality inside his own mind, just like we said. And if that's upsetting to hear, it's because you are also living in the same kind of hyperreal simulacrum, and that remark just threatened to knock down one of those pillars holding up your alternate reality. You're feeling this right now because once those beliefs become ingrained, the self-preservation instinct activates. And any time those pillar beliefs are challenged, it's experienced as an existential threat because it could collapse the entire simulacrum and drag you back to that classic reality you had to get the hell out of in the first place. Consciousness is really just a big hallucination anyway. It's completely malleable. Change what's in that brain, and you change reality. For example, sometimes our brains get built a little wonky, and you get OCD, schizophrenia, all this stuff that makes your brain unable to stay in one version of reality. Very stressful. Likewise, it's very stressful when the pillar beliefs upholding your hyperreal simulacrum are challenged, as they threaten the stability of and your attachment to reality. It creates existential anxiety, and that anxiety must be relieved without destabilizing the simulacrum, and that often results in horrific consequences. Becoming the comedy czar gave Joe an immense amount of wealth, which allowed him to construct a sort of compound in which he could protect his precious simulacrum. A bunker, which would protect him from sliding back into the ever-so-painful classic reality ever again. And using his millions of dollars and massive influence,
Spotify.
Jobel's
It's still weird, though, to me that he's the only one that's done that. Of all the money everyone's made, it's interesting how... That's how you know a lot of... That's how, despite Rogan being awful now and being fucking terrible, That's how you know this. And also, despite him really being a bad stand-up, he really does love stand-up though. Although he's terrible at it, he really does love it because no one else made a comedy club. You know, all the money they've made, no one else was bothering to do one. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting.
Attracted a flock of devoted followers who uphold and strengthen his new reality for a chance to get a piece of the pie. It takes a whole community to properly uphold a hyperreal simulacrum, and Joe succeeded where Elon failed. Joe has been able to fully complete his migration by amassing a huge support network. He achieved this through several tactics. 1. By offering himself and his show as a friendship simulator during the loneliest era in human history, for his audience, but also for himself.
Oh, he's going. Day drinking rules.
2. In an era of political confusion and turmoil, he became a compass for guys with double-digit IQs who are too lazy to learn anything by themselves and don't even know how to because they...
Honestly, Elephant Graveyard, why did he include kipping fucking pull-ups? Why did he include
IQs who are too lazy to learn anything by themselves and don't even know how to?
Oh, that's Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, I was about to say, I thought he was taking a piss out of fucking CrossFitters like myself. But that's Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's a known CrossFitter. She's been doing CrossFit for ages, actually. But yeah, I think that's Marjorie Taylor Greene. I could tell by the ponytail. I was like, hold on, why is he dissing kipping pull-ups? I do that.
Because they barely know how to read a real book or even a Wikipedia article.
Yeah.
Only could figure out what the coaster's for.
3. By becoming a father figure to guys who needed their dad-shaped holes plugged. Those holes longed to be plugged, and Joe became a convenient surrogate. His love and wisdom available 24/7 on Spotify, YouTube, or your podcast app of choice.
Come on.
And 4.
Buffalo Trace. We thought we'd do a sample tasting for you.
By providing an economic incentive model with his podcast becoming the home shopping network.
Hold on. Is that the guy that does all the fucking things in Africa and shit? He's shilling Buffalo Trace. I guess that's how you gotta fund your thing, innit? When you're supporting Africa, like, I don't know, man. Jesus fucking Christ.
It's good. As well as a PR washing machine.
This is funny. I went into Lorne Michaels' office, and he was talking, and I was convinced I was getting fired. Like, I knew I was getting fired. And I was like, if I get fired here, whatever, I'll just go do Joe Rogan next week, and I'll be fine.
Rogan didn't like this. This is when Rogan didn't really know Shane or didn't like him that much. He did not like this. He did not like the fucking he didn't like how honest Shane was about this. He did not like how straight up Shane was about this. He did not like this at all. He did not like this one bit. He didn't like this, honestly. He didn't like this.
And through comedy, by creating his own comedy cult.
One more time.
And through comedy, by creating his own comedy cult with its own built-in multi-level comedy scheme. If you indulge Joe in his new hyper-reality, you'll be rewarded with opportunity. And because that feels so good, you'll soon find yourself migrating across the psychic ocean of your mind, joining Joe inside his simulacrum. That's why it's called the Comedy Mothership. It's a transport vessel that will migrate its believers into their new reality. Which reminds me of another cult, one of my favorites actually, Heaven's Gate. It too was run by a weird bald guy who wouldn't stop talking. This guy, Marshall Applewhite, but his friends called him Doe, which rhymes.
It was also fucking ran by another old white, bald guy who wouldn't stop talking. Great. Honestly, he's really funny, man.
With Joe. Don't know if Joe designed his cult in homage to Doe's cult, but the similarities are striking. And I even heard a rumor that Joe's dog was named after Marshall Applewhite.
Marshall's trying to say hi to you. Hey, buddy.
Doe and Heaven's Gates believe.
Look at the correlations. Look at the connections he's making. Holy shit. Marshall's named after the fucking Heaven's Gate guy. No fucking way.
Beliefs were a cool blend of alien spirituality and Christian apocalyptic prophecy.
I can't wait to get out of here.
Doe believed.
Yeah, man. If it's in big up facilities, if it's in the Elephant Graveyard video, I'm believing it, man. Elephant Graveyard is my fucking Bible. Elephant Graveyard is my Bible. Elephant Graveyard is right. Elephant Graveyard is always correct. He did nothing wrong. He did everything correct. Big up DSP. Fuck DSP. Big up Elephant Graveyard.
Jesus was an alien who came to Earth to guide us, and that Doe himself was a messenger from the higher plane of existence, sent here to warn humanity about the upcoming destruction. Sound familiar?
The name Jesus, of course, was the name given to the body, that mind that was indeed from the kingdom of heaven, and that mind came for the express purpose of teaching humans how they could be saved, how they would not be plowed under at the end of the age. Well, we're at the end of the age.
Like the universe has put me in this place where I'm like a scout, right? Like if you sent me down the trail, and I'm like, hey, there's a cliff.
Now, they didn't have podcasts back then, but Doe's lengthy, rambling seminar videos would fit in perfectly to our current podcasting landscape.
When things are going bad,
Many times the worst things in the human kingdom that can happen to us end up being the best things that can happen to us.
There's going to be some good that's going to come from it.
Because we learn in-depth lessons because of those difficult times.
Unexpected problems, good. You learn.
They could actually say, thank you for the lesson.
Through his podcast, I mean his videos, Doe lectured that the end of this age is upon us, that the Earth was about to be transformed, recycled, but they could escape this doom by boarding a spaceship flying behind the comet Hale-Bopp as it passed by Earth.
We are one or two events away from living in the Stone Age again. And I think it could happen in our lifetime, and it could happen to you and I.
People who would consider themselves intelligent beings that say, well, that's absurd. What's all this doomsday stuff? What's all this prophetic stuff?
Talking about doomsday, you know one thing I'd love to see? Imagine if a doomsday happened, it just affected all these guys and it whittled their accounts down to zero. That would be good, isn't it? To see these guys start again from zero. That would be fucking interesting to see. Who's really got it? That would be fucking fun to fucking watch. All these fucking guys who've made bucket loads of cash being, average at best, churning out absolute slop. I'd love to see they go down to zero and see how they fend in the real world with the rest of us. That would be fucking amazing.
We're in this very strange sort of existential crisis as a civilization that's not being recognized. And in the meantime, we're distracting ourselves.
Intelligent human beings should realize that everything has their cycle. They have their beginning, they have their end, they have cycles.
Hold on, didn't we? Isn't that the exact same?
There are certain ages, almost unavoidable, of civilizations.
Correct.
That they go through these cycles.
They have cycles.
Cycles.
That
they go through these cycles.
They're the exact same fucking guy.
Every civilization, when they're at the brink of collapse, becomes obsessed with gender. The whole thing is falling apart. The foundation of our civilization is falling apart.
Doe offered his followers a way to save themselves from what he called the recycling of planet Earth, which was about to begin. He and the cultists needed to die so that the spaceship flying behind the comet could pick up their souls as they left their bodies, carrying them away to the next level of existence, to a new reality. The cultists all submitted to Doe's authority, believing that he was the gatekeeper through which they could ascend to that next level. The ultimate test came when that comet finally arrived, and they all did a full sui in order to join Doe and board that spaceship. And if you know anything at all about the Austin comedy cult, this all sounds eerily familiar, doesn't it? That's because Doe and Joe are the exact same strain of guy. Think about it. Just like Doe, Joe also offers his followers a way to transcend their lives and enter a new reality by boarding the comedy mothership. The comedy cult's followers also must commit a sui to transcend into that new reality. Not a literal full sui, but the kind of sui that existentialist Albert Camus called...
When he says sui, it kind of reminds me how Aisha Spee says sui. Sui, Ronaldo's fucking celebration. Every time I keep hearing him say Sue, I think of Sue. Yeah? Oh, it's not the same thing, but hey. We got Cristiano Ronaldo.
Called a philosophical sui. When we're faced with the absurdity
big up disease.
of life, the fact that the universe is pure chaos despite our deep desire for order and meaning, we have two options. You can embrace the absurdity, surf the waves of chaos without copes, or we destroy ourselves, either literally or much more commonly through a philosophical sui. You don't sui your body, but you do sui a part of your inner self. You kill the part of your mind that's inquiring, the part that's honest, the part that embraces life's absurdity without copes. And you fill the hole left behind with things that offer false certainty in place of honest doubt. Religious faith, political partisanship, materialism, hollow spirituality, scientism, hustle cut culture, digital escapism, reactionary nostalgia, being a fat, drunk idiot all the time, philosophical overthinking. Cultism and guru worship, or complete submission to authority. Sometimes all of the...
Isn't there like a gnarly update about Jared Leto? Maybe I'll cover that tomorrow actually in 4. But isn't there a gnarly update? Not Leto, Jared Leto. I saw an update about his case, isn't it? Castatron, I don't want to. Jared Leto denies sexual misconduct. Jared Leto sexual misconduct allegation. I saw an update recently. Like more women came out. Or maybe it was a video. Maybe it was a video on YouTube. I think somebody made a video recently about more people coming forward.
Above.
Greetings to you, my friends. It's me, D. Trussell.
Yo. Have you guys checked out the Duncan Trussell Reddit recently? There's so many disappointed, heartbroken fans who are going through that cope. They're going through that, I don't know, the whatever the stages are of grief, or you know what I mean? They're super in denial that he's changed so much now. He's not the same Duncan Trussell. He's been fucking sucked into the right wing fucking grifting shit a little bit. Like he's not the same guy. They're so sad though, because he was the one shining hope. He was also one of the best guests that Rogan would have. That would call him out on the shit and kind of set him a bit right. But even fucking Duncan Trussell's been corrupted, unfortunately. Honestly, I think I checked out the Reddit randomly one time, and all the fucking fans of Trussell were like super down that he was kind of sounding a lot more like Rogan recently. People are really upset.
This guy, Duncan Trussell, for example, one of Joe's longtime friends and a former advocate of radical honesty, truth-seeking, and psychedelic wisdom. Not long ago, he was the lone voice of reason in Joe's inner circle, and the only guy to openly predict how Joe would be corrupted by powerful forces looking to exploit him for access to his far-reaching media platform.
People have decided you're one of the magnifying glasses focusing this beam of attention into the world. You have to watch out because people are gonna try to exploit you. That's the main thing, is people recognizing what you are, who have political agendas.
Come on, Elephant Graveyard. Come on, brother, man. Come on. Why would you include that clip, Elephant Graveyard? Come on, bro.
Will infiltrate your shit and then start blowing out their radioactivity into the world. And you have to wrestle with your identity. I worry about you, man.
He was well aware of these billionaire techno-wizard freaks out there, manipulating new media before it became too obvious to deny. He warned Joe about them being a danger over and over again.
We established they're these billionaires, and they live in these compounds.
Right.
And certainly people like Michael Hastings and other people, they get killed all the time. They're super powerful people who will use technology to kill people to have their own way. So that means that there is some group or series of groups of people that are doing highly nefarious actions from places of power. Mm-hmm. We know that there is truly a war to control the paradigm.
He was by all accounts an honest guy, and probably the only guy on that stupid podcast who would rather say what's true than just whatever the burgeoning comedy emperor wanted to hear. But those sorts of qualities are no longer welcome in the comedy czar's simulacrum. They're far too threatening.
No more.
So once Joe migrated into his new reality, Duncan faced the hard choice of either embracing the absurd and maintaining his principles of honesty and truth, or committing a philosophical sui and joining Joe in his new reality in order to maintain connection to the comedy czar's sphere of influence. Oh, Tipahan.
Whatever's happening, you just have to make it a good thing. Anything that's happening to you can be converted into something either that's going to make you scared, self-destructive, rationalize your anger, rationalize your shitty decisions, or it can be used as a thing that completely converts you. Like at any given moment, you can shed your operating system. You could drop all of the hangups, all the weird shit at any moment connected to the great truth, the divine.
That was him 5 years ago. He's since followed through on this new guy conversion, so let's see how connected he is to that great truth. Ooh, that divine.
Let me ask you this, though. What do you think about people who say that someone like Peter Thiel is the Antichrist?
Here's what's fascinating to me about accusing Peter Thiel of being the Antichrist.
Now, Peter Thiel, in case you didn't know this in advance, is one of the primary billionaire techno-wizards we mentioned earlier. With his immense wealth, Thiel wields massive influence in politics, media, and online...
Come on, Duncan Trussell. You don't run cover for Peter Thiel now. Don't run cover... Oh, come on. This is not going to be that clip, is it? Please don't be a clip where you run cover for Peter Thiel. Come on, Duncan Trussell. Come on.
Information from behind the scenes. He says cool stuff like freedom and democracy are actually not compatible. Pete's company, Palantir, is deeply embedded with the CIA, ICE, FBI, NSA, police, and the military-industrial complex, and promises to be the most powerful mass surveillance platform to ever exist. He subscribes to a philosophy that believes that civilization as we know it ought to be destroyed, and from its ashes, a new technocracy should arise, a new state run by a CEO king who wields absolute authority. Pete is part of this new military tech industrial complex, operating with little oversight while creating autonomous weapons and surveillance systems, and whose algorithms remain a complete mystery. He's a caricature of a villain, straight out of a comic book. But Pete is real, and the exact kind of nefarious, influential guy that Duncan used to warn everybody about just a few years ago.
What's his net worth anyway, Peter Thiel? What's his net... Because that will tell you how evil he is. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. 25.6 billion. God almighty. God almighty. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, bro. Oh, he's born in Frankfurt. Okay, he's actually German. I didn't know that. Born in Frankfurt. Shit. I bet say he's got yeah. So he's married, right? Is that his husband? Matt Dazn is. What does Peter Thiel's husband do? Peter Thiel's husband is a well-respected finance expert. Recently entered the public eye due to his marriage. Okay. Fucking hell. 25.6 billion. What was his first company founded? Early career. PayPal's the first one, right? No, upon return to fieldcapital.com boom, he financed with financial support from his friends. He raised $1 million towards the establishment of the Thiel Capital Management in Boston, his first venture capital career. Early on, he experienced a setback investing $100,000 in Luke Nosek, unsuccessful web-based calendar project. Who's Luke Nosek? What's he doing now? Is Luke Nosek still alive? What the fuck is Luke Nosek doing nowadays? The person that Peter Thiel's first investment that failed. He's in Poland. He's an entrepreneur. He's a co-founder of PayPal. So I'm assuming his net worth is pretty high too, isn't it? Fucking hell. PayPal. Cerillium Capital. What the fuck is Cerillium Capital? Is a American investment management firm. Palantir. Well, people don't really know what the fuck they do really. But yeah, they're around. Facebook investment, Founders Fund, General Matter. What the fuck is that? Is emerged in stealth from 2025, focusing on production and handling of the high assay, low enriched uranium. Fucking hell. He's mining uranium as well. Valor Ventures. What the fuck is Valor Ventures? Is a US based venture, another venture capital fund. Thiel Capital. Quantum Systems. Is a Glitch-based drone startup system. Drone startups. Miltrin Capital. 1517 Fund. That sounds racist, isn't it? That sounds very. What the fuck is a 1517 fund? That sounds really racist. We're both founding Team Until. The fund provides cash grants and investment aiming to extending the support already granted by Jesus Frontier Fund. Rivaldo, he's got so many. Jesus Christ! Look at all the companies. God damn. Okay, cool, man. Cool. Scary guy.
All right, back to Duncan. What's he saying about Pete?
Here's what's fascinating to me about accusing Peter Thiel of being the fucking Antichrist.
Stuff. He's very much
talking awesome. And it was like totally normal dude, obviously super smart. There didn't feel like there was any kind of like subversive anything, nothing to really be scared of.
Depressing,
so people
man.
say that Peter Thiel is Antichrist, just for argument's sake.
Fucking says that.
You hear that? He's actually getting mad about this.
Argument's
sake. Says that.
The reason Dunk's got to do this is because the comedy czar is actually Pete's friend now. So he had to become a new guy to stay in Joe's circle of power. A shriveled husk of a guy, being fed by the demonic umbilical cord attached to the bowels of the comedy czar, from which he can never disengage. He's cooked, finished, and God, look at him, he's just not the same guy. Look in his eyes, it's obvious. Those are suey eyes. Well, that's a confirmed suey for Duncan. Rest in peace, man. Quel dommage. Well, once you've entered the comedy czar's comedy cult simulacrum, you're expected to do your part to uphold the pillars of this new reality. Upholding the pillars allows you to stay in the cult and potentially reap the rewards that come from its membership. These tenets bind the simulacrum together, and as we already come from its member, the pillar, you're for Duncan. Rest in peace, man. Quel dommage.
Is that French? Quel dommage. Isn't that French? Like, what a shame or something, no? I swear that's French.
Confirmed suey for Duncan. Rest in peace, man. Quel dommage. Well, once you've...
Doesn't that mean like what a shame or something? I swear I've heard my mom say that before. Isn't it? I'm saying it directing to me. I swear I've heard someone say it's like a oh well type of thing, isn't it? Like a shame, pity. I don't know what. I swear that means that. I swear to God it means that. There we go. Shame. Pick up elephant graveyard. All these random bits. Elephant graveyard's a fucking legend. I saw. So hold on. I think I've heard my mom say that to me before, bro. Kid homage. Big up elephant graveyard. That's fucking fantastic.
Entered the comedy czar.
We got him speaking Hindi earlier. A little bit of French. Fucking love this guy. The range is delightful.
As comedy cult simulacrum, you're expected to do your part to uphold the pillars of this new reality. Upholding the pillars allows you to stay in the cult and potentially reap the rewards that come from its membership. These tenets bind the simulacrum together, and as we already explained, the more guys you've got upholding the pillars, the more stable the new reality becomes, which is vital because if the simulation crumbles, it's all over for this stupid experiment. All cults need their tenets, and the Austin comedy toilet cult, or whatever we're calling it, is no different. Because Joe is the sole autocratic dictator of the entire scene, he could construct his world however he wanted to.
Starting it from the ground up. So it's this completely new thing, and it can kind of go a lot of different ways, and a lot of different things can happen. You don't know what's going to happen one way or the other. Those things are very exciting. It's scary, but it's exciting.
The primary pillar, like all cults, is the steadfast veneration, devotion, and reverence of the cult leader. Just like Jim Jones, Joe originally sold his comedy scene as a utopian paradise.
So make it as fun and as comfortable for the comics as possible, as welcoming to the comics as possible. It's a warm, inviting environment, and the whole idea is just to make it so that...
Okay, I'm going to pause it for here now, because I need to duck out. We're going to carry on the rest of it in the morning.